Hello again. So I said in my intro video that I would probably be making another vlog, and I just decided to go ahead and do that and kind of focus on the whole work from home thing because I think that some people may be a little bit curious as to how someone can be a single parent and work from home. Now I will say this. I don't by any means think that this is going to be easy. I don't want you to think that it's going to be either. Because once you land a work from home job that you are sure is not a scam, it's good, you're cool. But it takes some time to get there. And um, I know that because I have had a work from home job before. Now, the job that I had before was not something that is going to be feasible for me right now. It was a great company. It's Apple. So, for parents who want to send their children or have the ability to send their children to daycare, or if you have a mommy or daddy's helper who can come over and keep the baby, excuse me, out of your hair for your work schedule, and keep the baby quiet, um, or if you have family or somebody who can watch the baby for a few hours, then I highly recommend contacting Apple. Um, Apple is one of the most amazing companies I've ever, actually I think it is. It's probably the most amazing company I've ever worked at in my life. Um, the only bad part was that when I worked at Apple, um, for the position that I was in, which I was a technical support representative, working with the CPU division, so just working on computers, um, I only had the option of part-time, which, I mean, now as a parent, that could be a good thing. Of course, part-time, less money, except for during the holidays. During Christmas, Apple is like seriously jumping and your schedule's crazy and you get to pick all this overtime, and I totally wore myself out, but I was not a mom back then. So real quickly, why I want to stay home. I just want to stay home with my son. This is my first baby. Um, I want to spend time with him. I want to have a bond, really strong bond with him. I'm not saying that you can't have a strong bond if you work outside the home. I know that you can. I have a good bond with my mom. She worked. But years ago, probably when I was about 19, I was talking to my god sister, and she stayed home with all three of her sons, and they just have this like amazing bond, and they can talk to her about anything, and it just benefited them. Now, if working at home doesn't work out for me, it just doesn't work out for me, and I have to work outside the home. But this is going to be something that I really strive for. Also, daycares kind of freak me out. All of my family works. No one stays at home. I don't have anybody that I could really trust to watch my son at this stage, especially. I do want him to have social interaction, but I don't want him in daycare until he can really talk very well and understand that he can tell me any and everything, and I want to know everything about his day. Um, I don't want to scare anybody, but if you watch the news, you have noticed that we see all types of crazy things on the news about daycares and them being careless, and I mean, just too much, okay? Um, so that's basically why I just want to spend time with my baby, and I, feel more comfortable and secure with him being with me. So let's first talk about the struggles. No, let's talk about the benefits first, because the struggles are a little deep. So the benefits: you get to stay at the house. Studies have shown that working at home makes people more productive. That's why a lot of companies are now having like these telecommuting options, because people are a lot more productive when they're at home and they're relaxed. Depending on what kind of job it is, you may have the opportunity to kind of work at your own pace, meaning that If it's a job where you're not working on the phone, um, you can get up, change the baby, do what you need to do. If the baby's fussy or restless, you can go and, take a walk. You have a lot of freedom when it comes to working at home. Now, the struggles, um, loneliness, boredom, um, and like I said, if you have a job where you're only working part-time, um, your budget, your income's going to be quite low. So here's how I would say to combat those struggles. Get out of the house. When I worked for Apple, I lived in a small one-bedroom house. It was little and cute, cottagey thing going on, but it got like no direct sunlight. It was the most ridiculous setup I've ever been in my whole life. As cute as the house was, it was just positioned very awkwardly. So I didn't have much natural light, and that could cause me to get kind of down in the dumps. So I noticed that everything changed when I started getting up and going on walks. That was like it. You get the sun. I would just get myself a cup of coffee, go outside, take my phone so that I could take pictures of the pretty stuff outside. I lived in a really adorable neighborhood. Um, if even just getting out and shopping, whether it be for household things, groceries, whatever, just get out of the house. It's really, really important. Create a routine for yourself. Um, at first, I would just kind of roll out of bed and roll to my little office corner and do my thing, and no. Get up, take a shower, put on some clothes, even if it's sweats, just put on some clean clothes. Get out of your pajamas. Don't put on business attire. I've heard people are like, oh yeah, get up and put on, like what I would wear to work. If you want to do that, then more power to you, but not me. um, do your hair, even if it's just like pulling it in a bun, just do your hair, if you feel like it, put on some makeup, even if you're not planning on going anywhere. I don't care what anybody says, makeup makes me feel great. Um, and I forgot one of the benefits. One of the benefits is that working from home is really easy on your finances. Okay, you don't have to use gas to go to work. Um, no, money spent for special clothes, whether they be just like business attire or uniforms, something like that. Your lunches become more affordable because you're not going out to eat. So there's that stuff. Now, how to go about getting these jobs. Search all over the place, but beware of Craigslist. You're going to come across a lot of scams. But even beware of actual job postings on like Indeed and whatever else. Be careful of those too, because a lot of the time, excuse me, those companies want you to send them something, or they want you to work for a certain amount of time before they pay you, or no, make sure that you're finding something that really makes sense. Um, a lot of big companies, like I mentioned, Apple, um, offer telecommuting, but like I said, unless you have a special setup, a phone job as a single parent with your child there with you is not going to make much sense. So I'm sure you're wondering what my plan is. So my plan is medical coding and billing. Now, my mother works for a company, and I will make sure that I get this information to you guys. I believe this company is in multiple states. I can tell you for sure it's here in Oklahoma. But this company, provided you meet the criteria, will pay a certain amount a year for 2 years. I think it's like $5,000 each year for 2 years. for you to get training or go to school. And there are some guidelines, some specific programs or degrees, but that list is really long, so it's not very limiting at all. I chose medical coding and billing because it's mainly data entry. Um, if I have to be on the phone, it won't be very often. Um, and some of those jobs can be really, really hard to find. The ones that pay really well can be really hard to find, but it's possible. Now, don't think that I'm telling you that this is the norm. Seriously. But one of my mom's clients came in and had gotten placed after she did training for medical coding and billing at a job that pays her $17 an hour from home. And for at-home jobs, that is like jackpot, like for real. That's not necessarily the norm, like I said, but just know that it's possible. It's out there. The training for this program is 4 months. This company is getting their funding from grants from the government. So they get this money at a certain time every year. You need to make sure to sign up. And if this company specifically is not where you are, search for companies like that. They're everywhere. This is a government grant. These companies are like in all the states. It just may not be the exact one that my mom works for. Let's see. In that type of situation, also, what you have is a career coach. This is the person that will help you get the training, help you get signed up. They will help you get job placement. A lot of the time they build relationships with companies, and they call them and they're like, hey, I got somebody for you, and they go that way. Your most lucrative options for staying at home. Like I said, Apple. I know that I think it's like 1-800-Flowers. And there's a couple of insurance companies that do telecommuting. So you just have to look. I would say try the big companies first, see if they have any data entry type jobs. You can also kind of start your own thing. Like virtual assistants are really big right now. So if you are really great at doing what an admin assistant would do, then look at being a virtual assistant. I currently am an assistant for my uncle. Pay is pretty low, which is why I'm doing other training. I'm sorry, you guys, my skin is itchy. I guess it's all the stretching or whatever. But anyhow, just look into doing something like that. You can do it all through email and internet and phone. And with being a virtual assistant on the phone, you really wouldn't have to be on the phone that much. Maybe to call, make some reservations, whether they be travel accommodations or whatever. But either way, if you have those skills, that's something to look into. I think this video is getting close to its max. I haven't had a YouTube channel in so long. I think the limit is like 15 minutes. So if I get cut off, sorry. Let's see. Really, that's it. I guess the main points are, if you do find an at-home job, make sure it is legit. Look them up, like on glassdoor.com. See if they have any complaints. There are message boards, work at home mom message boards. I'll put them down in the description so that you guys are privy to that. And then the work at home mom boards, they also have suggestions for companies and reviews on companies, which is really, 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 really important. So get out of the house, take the baby to the park, walk around, make sure you have your blinds and your curtains open. Create a routine for yourself, and like I said, the main thing is just be really, really, really cautious, and remember that the thing that you're going to see most is going to be phone jobs. And if you have the ability to have a phone job, cool, more power to you. If you don't, just keep on looking. And that's about it. If you have any specific questions about working from home, let me know. I'd be more than happy to offer my experiences to you. If you have any questions about Apple, let me know. I will tell you one thing. Apple has the best insurance I've ever had in, my entire work life. So let me see. Like, their dental insurance is ridiculous. Most dental insurance you get like, 2 cleanings a year. No, that you get four. 4 dental cleanings a year. It's pretty freaking awesome. Anywho, that's it. I'm starting to ramble. I'm really sorry. I've got to get back into the groove of doing this again. But like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Click subscribe, and I look forward to sharing more experiences and my journey with you. Peace.